Good afternoon everyone. In this lecture we will see general features of motion. Already we have started second chapter in classical mechanics, that is motion in central force field. In that we have completed equivalent central force definition, equivalent one body problem expression, and after that we have studied equation of orbit. And in this lecture we will see general features of motion. When a particle is moving under central force, then the total energy of the particle is conserved. This energy is conserved under the action of central force. So this energy is given by E is equal to 1 half mr dot square plus L square 2 mr square plus Vr. This is the total energy of the particle which is conserved in the action of central field under the action of central force field. So this total energy can be reduced to one dimensional motion in R. Okay, so in the case when we have studied how to reduce two body problem into single body problem, so like this way this total energy can be reduced to a one dimensional motion in R if an effective potential energy if the effective potential energy is defined by V dash R is a effective potential energy as a function of R, okay, which is equal to V of R plus L square divided by 2 mr square. This is the effective potential energy, okay, and this term is effective potential energy, and this term is a which term, this 1 half mr dot square is a radial kinetic energy. So this equation becomes, I am writing is in the form of 1 half mr dot square, this radial kinetic energy, is equal to E minus V dash R. So I have written this equation in the form of effective potential. This is the equation number 2. This is the equation number 1. Okay. Sorry, this is the equation number 1. Now I am writing, and this is equation number 2. Okay. So now here this V of R is actual potential energy and L square divided by 2 mr square is a centrifugal energy for radial motion. Okay, this is the actual potential energy and this is the centrifugal energy for radial motion. Suppose differentiate, here we will differentiate equation 2 with respect to t. So differentiate equation 2 with respect to time t. Okay, so now we get dv dash r divided by dr is equal to dv r divided by dr minus L square divided by mr cube. When we differentiate this with this equation with respect to r, not t, r, okay, so now this equation will become, by interchanging the sign, this equation becomes minus dv dash r divided by dr is equal to minus dv dr plus L upon mr cube. Okay, so this term is the force, but here F is equal to minus dV by dr. This term will become F, and this is the F dash. Okay, this F dash means effective force and F is actual force. So now this equation is F dash is equal to F plus L square divided by mr cube. Okay, this is the effective force, and it's composed of, this effective force is composed of central force, this is the central force, and centrifugal force, that is L square mr cube. This is the centrifugal force, this is the central force. Okay, so this effective force, which is composed of these two forces, central force and centrifugal force. So here the central force is attractive, such as gravitational force. Okay, so this central force which is attractive like a gravitational force. So this force as a function of r, central force as a function of r is a minus k by r square. Okay, so this k is a positive constant, k is positive constant. Okay, suppose k is greater than 0, the central force is attractive force. Okay, and when k is less than 0, this central force is repulsive. Okay, so we know that this central force, either it is attractive, either it is repulsive. This is dependent upon the value of k. When k is greater than 0, this central force is attractive. When k is less than 0, this force is repulsive force. So in such a case, the effective potential energy is given by, effective potential energy is given by V dash is a effective potential minus k by r plus L square divided by 2mr square. So I have written this equation here. So I have considered this potential replaced by minus k by r, and I have written this equation here. V dash is equal to minus k by r plus L square divided by 2mr square. This is the effective potential. I am putting this value instead of V of r. Okay, this is the V of r. The value of this is minus k by r. Okay, so when we consider the potential energy curve, that is, if this is the V dash is the effective potential, and we have plotted this effective potential against r. Okay, so this is the nature of this graph. Okay, so I have plotted this centrifugal force as a function of r here. As r increases, this term dies faster, because as r increases, this term decreases gradually. Okay, so this term is more dominant than this in this region. Okay, this term is more dominant than this term in this region. As r increases, distance increases, this term gradually decreases, that is, it dies faster. Okay, because it falls with 1 upon r square, so when distance increases, this potential decreases gradually, because this is the 1 upon r square. Okay, and here this term sustain as compared to this, okay, is not decreases faster, dies faster as compared to this term. Okay, so this term dominant here in this region than this term. Okay, because this is false due to the 1 upon r difference. Here 1 upon r square, and here it is 1 upon 1 divided by r. Okay, so the difference between these two, this term are shown like this. Okay, this is the dies faster close to this curve, close to this origin, and this is not close to origin, it is sustained because of the 1 upon r. Here L is a angular momentum of that particle, moving particle. Okay, so now the slope of this curve, which is slower than this curve, slope of this curve which is slower than this curve. Okay, so here this is 1 upon r square and this is 1 upon r, 1 upon r. Okay, due to this dies faster, and due to this 1 upon r, this is sustained here. This term falls with 1 upon r square and this term falls with 1 upon r. Okay, so this term is more dominant because effective potential is at very low r value, As r increases, this term will dies faster than this term. As effective potential is dependent upon r, if suppose r is equal to 0, this effective potential become minus infinity, and when suppose r is infinity, this effective potential gets 0. Okay, so this is dependent upon r, this effective potential which is dependent upon r. This is the energy curve for this particle when the particle having different energies, which is showing like this. Okay, so here there are different energies for the particle. E1 is greater than 0, E2 is equal to 0, E3 less than 0, E4 less than 0, E5 less than 0. These are the various energies. Okay, so here particle which is moving with different energies like this, and here this particle which is moving with different intercepts with like r1. When the particle is moving with energy E1, the intercept for this energy is r1. Suppose E2 energy, the intercept for this is r2. For this energy level, this intercept is r3, and for E4, this intercept is r4, lies in between r3 and r4. Okay, for E4 energy level, this intercept is r3 and r4. Here we will see different cases dependent upon these energies. Okay, so here we will discuss about case 1, that is E1 is greater than 0. Here the one turning point on this curve is r1 for E1. Okay, so one turning point for this E1 is r1. This is one turning point. Okay, so this is at r is equal to r1. This intercept is at r is equal to r1. Okay, so now suppose we have considered the eccentricity equation. This is epsilon is eccentricity. This eccentricity equation is 1 plus 2el square. This is the eccentricity equation. When suppose we have put the E1 is greater than 0 value here in this eccentricity equation, this eccentricity becomes E epsilon is greater than 1. This is eccentricity becomes greater than 1. So that means this orbit is unbound orbit. This orbit is unbound orbit. And if suppose we have plotted this is a turning point of this energy at r is equal to r1. This is the turning point. Okay, so this look like hyperbola. When the energy is greater than 0, orbit is moving in hyperbola. Now we consider second energy. Second case, E2 is equal to 0. Here E2 is equal to 0. The intercept for this E2 is r is equal to r2. Okay, so here intercept turning point, one turning point for this Turning point means the energy changes at this point. So we have, say, this turning point. Here this is one turning point. Here this is another turning point. This is another turning point. This is another turning point, like this way. Okay, so we have, see, this is one turning point at R is equal to R2 for the second energy. So here, suppose we have put E2 is equal to 0 in this equation, eccentricity equation, the eccentricity becomes 0. Okay, when eccentricity is 0, this particle is moving in parabola. Moving in parabola. Okay, this is the parabola. The turning point which is at R is equal to R2. Now we consider case number 3. E3 is less than 0. Here this condition, E3 is less than 0, and here turning point for E3 is R3 and R4. There is a two turning point for E3. So let us guess, let us see here. E3 is less than 0, and we put this value here in this eccentricity equation. This eccentricity becomes less than 1. Okay, so this equation, eccentricity value says this orbit is bound orbit. Okay, so there are two intercept R3 and R4, that is two turning points. Okay, so here this particle is bound in between the states of R3 and R4. So okay, when eccentricity is less than 1, this orbit is, this particle orbiting in ellipse. Okay, so here we will consider this ellipse having O is a focus and R3 is a minimum distance and R4 is maximum distance here. So this particle is moving in ellipse. Okay, let us consider next case. Okay, E4 is less than 0. Here we consider effective potential is equal to 0. So okay, so this equation will give us a value for R0. Okay, so here eccentricity is 0. This equation is gives eccentricity 0. Okay, and this here R0 is a minimum point in this curve for this energy. R0 is minimum point for this energy. Okay, so now eccentricity is 0, and here E4 is equal to minus mk square divided by 2l square. When we consider this value for energy E4 and we consider the eccentricity is 0, this particle is orbiting in circle. This particle is orbiting in circle at a distance r0. Okay, so this is the condition for E4 is less than 0, and fifth condition is E5 is less than 0, is less than E4 less than 0. Okay, this condition is not possible in this orbiting particle. Okay, under the central force. So we have seen the general features of the motion. Okay, so these are the two curves we have seen. This is the potential curve as a function of r. Okay, this is the potential energy curve with the different energies. In this lecture we will see about artificial satellite, how the artificial satellites are launched by our space agencies. We know that our India is a superpower in space research. Okay, and the India sending aircrafts, artificial satellites in space. So we will see how the artificial satellites will launch in the space. So here we will understand fundamentally how this artificial satellites launch. Okay, we know that the escape velocity only, this escape velocity only we define attractive potential. Okay, we have to go out of from this attractive potential. We know that this potential either it is attractive or either it is repulsive. Okay, so in case of artificial satellites, this potential is attractive potential. So we have to go out from this potential. So we how we will go from this potential, अट्रॅक्टिव्ह पोटेन्शियल. म्हणजे अट्रॅक्टिव्ह पोटेन्शियलच्या बाहेर आपण कसं जाऊ शकतो, म्हणजेच कसं काय जाऊ शकतो ते करण्यासाठी आपल्याला काय पाहिजे, आपल्याला एनर्जी पाहिजे, जास्त एनर्जी पाहिजे. मग ती एनर्जी कशी मिळेल आपल्याला, तर आपण एनर्जी इक्वेशन फाइंड करणार आहे. पण त्याच्यासाठी आपण एस्केप वेलॉसिटी बघणार आहे की आपल्याला माहिती आहे आर्टिफिशियल सॅटेलाइट जर आपल्याला लॉन्च करायचं असेल स्पेसमध्ये तर त्याला आपल्याला एस्केप वेलॉसिटी माहिती पाहिजे. एस्केप वेलॉसिटी आपल्याला जर एखाद्या सॅटेलाइटची माहिती असेल तर आपण ते लॉन्च व्यवस्थित करू शकतो. एस्केप वेलॉसिटी म्हणजे काय, मिनिमम वेलॉसिटी रिक्वायर टू एस्केप फ्रॉम दिस अट्रॅक्टिव्ह फोर्स फील्ड. ओके, मग त्या फोर्स मी काय म्हटलं तुम्हाला की त्या जे काही एक अट्रॅक्टिव्ह पोटेन्शियल आहे त्याच्या बाहेर आपल्याला ते सॅटेलाइट पाठवायचं आहे. ओके, मग त्याच्या बाहेर सॅटेलाइट पाठवण्यासाठी आपल्याला एनर्जी पाहिजे, म्हणजेच एस्केप व्हेलॉसिटी पाहिजे. त्याला आपण एस्केप व्हेलॉसिटी म्हणतो. किती एस्केप व्हेलॉसिटी आपल्याला पाहिजे, तर आपण एखादं एनर्जी इक्वेशन आपण बघूया. सपोज इफेक्टिव्ह पोटेन्शियल जर आपण कन्सिडर केलं, हे अट्रॅक्टिव्ह पोटेन्शियल आहे, इफेक्टिव्ह पोटेन्शियल, आणि याच्या बाहेर आपल्याला ते सॅटेलाइट पाठवायचे. आणि त्याच्या बाहेर पाठवण्यासाठी काय करायचं, आपल्याला एनर्जी पाहिजे आपल्याला इन द फॉर्म ऑफ इन द फॉर्म ऑफ एस्केप व्हेलॉसिटी. आणि ते इक्वेशन आपल्याला माहिती आहे के बाय मायनस के बाय आर प्लस एल स्क्वेअर डिवायडेड बाय 2mr स्क्वेअर. ओके, दिस इक्वेशन, हे इक्वेशन आहे. आता इथं जर आर इन्फिनिटी असेल तर हे इफेक्टिव्ह पोटेन्शियल काय असतं, 0 असतं. आर इन्फिनिटी असेल तर इफेक्टिव्ह पोटेन्शियल इन्फिनिटी असतं. मग आपण इक्वेशन कन्सिडर करूया. 1/2 mv स्क्वेअर प्लस v ऑफ r इज इक्वल टू ई इज द एनर्जी. ओके, हिअर जर एनर्जी आपण 0 पुट केली इथं, म्हणजेच हे 0 पुट केलं आपण का, तर आर इन्फिनिटी आहे. E0 पुट केलं, आर इन्फिनिटी असेल, आणि मग E0 आर इन्फिनिटी असेल तर एनर्जी काय असते इथं, कॉन्झर्वड असते. म्हणून 1/2 mv आपण याला म्हणू एस्केप व्हेलॉसिटी इज इक्वल टू मायनस व्ही बाय आर. ह्याच्यावरनं जर आपण म्हटलं इथं 0 पुट केलं तर हे इक्वेशन येईल. ओके, नाव E इज इक्वल टू 1/2 mv स्क्वेअर मायनस 1/2 mv ई स्क्वेअर. ओके, इक्वेशन आपण कन्सिडर केलं हे तर. आणि इथून आपण जर एम कॉमन काढलं तर ब्रॅकेटमध्ये व्ही स्क्वेअर मायनस व्ही ई स्क्वेअर राहील. किती एस्केप व्हेलॉसिटी लागते एखादं सॅटेलाइट आपल्याला लॉन्च करायचं असेल तर, हे याच्यावरती डिपेंडंट आहे, इफेक्टिव्ह पोटेन्शियलच्या फिनॉमिननवरती. मग आपण जर एनर्जी कॅल्क्युलेट केली तर बघा इथं ते एस्केप व्हेलॉसिटी असते 1/2 mv ई स्क्वेअर इज इक्वल टू gmm डिवायडेड बाय r0. हे का आपण कन्सिडर केलं, आता हे इक्वेशन आपल्याला मिळालं एनर्जीचं. आता काय केलं, सपोज ही अर्थ आहे, रेडियस आहे r0, अर्थची रेडियस r0 आहे, आणि आपल्याला या पोझिशनपासनं लॉन्च करायचं आहे आर्टिफिशियल सॅटेलाइट, एस्केप करायचं आहे. आणि म्हणून एस्केप व्हेलॉसिटी आपण कन्सिडर करतो आहे 1/2 mv ई स्क्वेअर. आणि मग आपण काय कन्सिडर केलं, अर्थवरून लॉन्च करायचं आहे, म्हणून अर्थचं हे कन्सिडर केलं आपण ग्रॅव्हिटेशनल फोर्स gmm डिवायडेड बाय r0. what is m is a mass of earth, small m is a mass of that satellite, and g is a gravitational constant, r is a radius of earth. Okay, so here we calculate this escape velocity from this equation, that is v is equal to under root of 2g m divided by r0. Okay, so this will equal to under root of 2g r0. Okay, and what is this g is small g is acceleration due to gravity is gm divided by r0. Okay, so this we have put here. This is the g acceleration due to gravity. Okay, and by putting the value of acceleration due to gravity, that is 9.8 meter per second here, 9.8 meter per second square here, g ची व्हॅल्यू किती 9.8 मीटर पर सेकंड स्क्वेअर असते. आर रेडियस ऑफ आर्क पुट करायची आणि मग आपल्याला किती एस्केप वेलोसिटी आहे ती कॅल्क्युलेट करता येईल. ओके, सो बाय युजिंग दिस इफेक्टिव्ह पोटेन्शियल वी विल लॉन्च द artificial satellite in space. So we have to must know the value of escape velocity. So by this equation we will calculate the value of escape velocity, how much escape velocity is required to artificial satellite to launch the artificial satellite in space. Okay, so this phenomenon is used in launching the artificial satellites in space. Thank you.